Hey everyone, welcome back to Code of the Row. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to pick up an object and actually drop it from your inventory. So assuming that you have gone through my inventory tutorial, in this tutorial, we're just going to be focusing on dragging this and dropping it into the world so that it drops into the open like so. So let's go ahead and just get started. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is head over to where my item is. So I'm just going to head in my folders. So I'm going to go to my interactables, weapons, sword 16. I'm going to go ahead and open up my BP sword pickup and my ID for it, like so. And I just want to ensure that in my item pickup, I do have this data asset or item data that points to the weapon we're going to be modifying. So you'll see that earlier we created fragments for this weapon, and this pretty much just tells us, hey, this is our sword, and this gameplay tag is our inventory.equipment. So it's going to go in my equipment container and so on. And under fragments, what I actually want to do is go ahead and click add to the index, and I'm going to look for the drop fragment. Now, the drop fragment is going to require a pickup actor class, so in case we want to pick it up again, and a placement query, which is going to tell us where in this environment or the world is this item going to drop. So the pickup actor class that we're going to see as soon as we drop it is going to be the same thing. So I'm going to look for that BP pickup sword 16. I'm just naming it off the Cinti names. So this is, in fact, I'm using sword 16 of their models from the fantasy pack. In the placement query, I actually need to create an environment query. So I'm going to go ahead and click on environment query. And let me just save that to where this, and I'm going to go ahead and save that to where this weapon is itself. And I'll go ahead and call this environment query. So EQ underscore sword 16. Or actually, you know what? I'm going to go to my interactables folder and call this EQ underscore weapons. I think I'll have all weapons drop from the inventory in the same way as long as this is part of the item data asset. And that's pretty much all we need here, but I do need to modify the environment query. So I'm going to go ahead and double click to open that up. And now I'm going to right click and look for generators. And I want to I want to point to the grid, which is going to be a simple grid around the query. And then I'm going to right click on this unit itself and then click add test. And I want to add two tests. One is going to be the distance. So we're going to have the distance to the carrier. So basically distance from the character when it drops, like how far should the range of drop be. And then I want to add let's go ahead and let's add a trace. Now I just want to make sure that the route is actually going straight to this simple grid right here. And while I have the distance selected, I'm just going to go ahead and change the range. So the value of the minimum range I want to do, I'll do something like 5. And the max value I want to drop away from me is going to be, let's say 100, just to try it out. And if you have a big collision range and you have an auto pickup on, make sure you increase your minimum value a bit higher just so you don't automatically pick up as soon as you drop it. And then what I want to do is, let's see. So it says prefer greater, so prefer the 100. I actually wanted to prefer the smaller side of dropping it. So I'm going to change my scoring equation from linear to inverse linear. So you'll see the grid, and it'll also say prefer lesser over here. And that looks pretty good to me. And then I'll just double check this. Yeah, so I don't need to change anything from the trace. And now that looks good. And I'm just going to assign that over here to my item data asset, which is going to be in my BP pickup sword. And this is the thing we're going to be dropping out into the open as well. And then what I want to do from here is actually now I need to create a ninja droppable zone in my inventory. So what I'm going to do is head over to my UI folder, and I'll just create it here. I'm going to right click, look for a blueprint class, and look for a ninja. I'm going to look for the ninja inventory drop zone widget, like so. Click select, and I'll just call this a WBP drop. And then I'll double click to open this up. I won't pretty this one up. I'll just, let's go ahead and just add a border. I'll go ahead and drag and drop the border. It'll just be a white square. It's going to look pretty ugly, but at least you know where I'm going to drop to, and I can't really miss if it's something that bright and big. Going to hit compile and save like so. And then I want to actually go back to my WBP weapon. And for my weapon up here, I'm going to select the root of this and make sure that the parent class is the inventory item widget. And then under the inventory settings, the drag widget class will be this item itself. So when I start dragging it, this is the item that's going to be shown when you do drag it. And then tooltip, I just left it as WP item so you can see the hover effect works. And now over in my actual UI, I need to go ahead and add that drop zone. So I'm going to open up my inventory, And then from here, I'm just going to add that WBP drop, and I'll just place this at the bottom. I actually don't want it to be in the widget switcher. I want it to be outside like so. I'm going to go ahead and just click fill just to take half of the screen. Going to hit compile and save. And now let's actually drop this item into the world. So this is the pickup actor. And when I go ahead and test this out, where did the item go? Oh, over here. You'll see that my inventory is currently empty. Nothing's in here. Nothing's in my backpack. Nothing's in my equipment. Gonna go ahead and just pick this up. Now you'll see this in my equipment, not my backpack, because I have a special inventory, a different container for my weapons. Now, when I hover over, it shows that WBP item. And when I hold and drag, you'll see the item is actually the one I'm processing in this case. And then when I drag and drop over here, it comes out of my inventory and it did spawn right over there or back into the world. So we're going to do that again. You'll see no items here. And now I'm just going to drag this and drop it, and it just spawned right behind me. And that pretty much covers how to drag and drop items out of your inventory using the Ninja inventory system. Thanks for watching. Code of the Road. Like, subscribe, comment, below. Want to see you next. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.